Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be making a giant batch of chili. I recently got this giant roaster. It's a 20 quart. Bought it on Facebook Marketplace. Thank you very much. I'd been eyeing one on Amazon for like 120 bucks. And I got this thing for $25. We're going to have an awesome chili for dinner. And then I'm going to can what's left of it. Okay. First thing, always got to get my favorite chopping board out, and we're going to chop up the base vegetables to go into this chili. There she is, favorite chopping board. Okay, so kind of controversial. I don't see a ton of people putting carrots in their chili, but I feel like anytime I can hide a vegetable and get a little extra in it, you should do that. I'm going to go ahead and do vegetables in the bottom, and then I'm going to brown my meat on the stove so that I can drain it before I add it to the vegetables. I also have about a quarter of this container of chicken broth in my fridge. I'm going to throw that in there just to have the vegetables softening up in the bottom. So I'm making chili today because there is still snow on the ground. Today is Saturday and it snowed last Friday. This is the first time that I can remember in my lifetime that there's been snow on the ground this long after it actually fell. The most insane thing. I have not left the house in my car, which is super weird because it's kind of my thing I like to do is like go to the Goodwill or go to the grocery store because, you know, stay-at-home mom. So it's not like I have a job that I'm going to. Mama. Yeah, you're the job, aren't you? That's silly. Up to this point, we have not lost power. We have not had any busted pipes or anything. It's still like 12 degrees outside. I feel like we're going to talk about this when we're like 80 years old and be like, remember that winter things got real? Yeah, how could I forget? But we're very thankful that those things have not happened to us because just 30, 45 minutes south of us, like whole counties have been without power that entire time. We were semi-prepared. For my husband, we were totally prepared. But your girl likes to eat, so unless there was a plethora of food, I was not prepared. It definitely made me think, okay, I'm so glad I'm getting into canning and making my own food so that if this ever happens again for a long amount of time, I'll be ready. So that's why we're going to can some of this too. So I would say that that's roughly about a cup and a half of diced carrot in the bottom. We're going to go ahead and add 3 bell pepper. It doesn't really matter what color. I just generally don't do green. I just feel like they're not as tasty. A lot of people don't like green bell peppers, but like the other ones. So, bye. Yes, I also have my helper today. All right, let's see what we've got. So here's what we're working with currently. We've got 2 orange bell peppers, 1 red bell pepper, and about 3 carrots diced up. That's just a little bit of chicken broth and water in the bottom. We're just letting that kind of saute down. And next we're gonna go ahead and add onion. Oh, here come the waterworks. Oh man. I will say I got so excited yesterday because you can see the end of my street from my kitchen window. And I saw the ice scraper, like the ice truck. And I thought, oh my gosh, it's coming down the road. It literally just parked at the end of the road, took lunch break, and then kept going the other direction. I was like, no. Okay, so that's 2 large onions. We're gonna let that cook down and we're gonna go ahead and go cook our meat. So if it was up to me, I would use some really awesome grass-fed beef, ground beef in this. But as it is, the stores are really low on everything. So we're gonna go with some deer that we have in the freezer. This is exactly why we deer hunt, so that we can have meat when meat is scarce. We're gonna go ahead and add a full package of ground venison or deer meat that has been mixed with bacon fat to give it a little bit of fat. All right, so we're gonna let this first package cook down, and then I'm gonna cook a second package that actually doesn't have any bacon fat in it. If you don't have deer meat, which you probably don't, you can use any kind of ground meat. You could do turkey, you could do chicken. Ground beef is the most popular, obviously. So if you don't have a large crock pot, you don't have something that has like a simmer feature like this roaster does, you would cook all your vegetables down first and then put those in a crock pot. Then you would cook your meat down next, and then put that in a crock pot. and then you pour all of your beans and stuff in. So right now we're doing the 2 steps that require high heat to cook those things through first. Can I also say shout out to my son Levi for killing a big deer this year, and that helps provide for the deer meat that we cook year round. It was on our property, our new place, and it was a whole family thing because we processed that one ourselves. And that's just going to make it where this year, if we have another power outage or who knows what happens, we have meat in the freezer. I'll go ahead and drain this one. Man, everything is cooking down great. All right, 2 very large packages of deer meat. We have all of our vegetables and a little bit of chicken broth and water down in the bottom. So we're gonna go ahead and season up our chili at this point. So I went with less sodium chili, duck broth, and I made it in this roaster, but I am going to add 2 of these to be our liquid in the background and get a little extra nutrition. Smells amazing. Honestly, I did duck broth because that's all I had in my freezer. We had some duck, and I thought, ooh, I should just save this and throw it in with my chicken the next time I make a big batch of broth. Well, I knew the freeze was coming, and I didn't have any chicken, so I just went ahead and made broth with what I had. And you know what? It smells and tastes just like regular chicken broth. I was really shocked. I'm not a big bean fan, but I do want beans in my chili, because that's what kind of gets it going further when it comes to the amount of food that you have. Black beans, great northern beans. I have dark kidney beans and pinto beans. Now I do wash all of my beans off in water, except for beans that have a flavor to them. So like, let's say you were gonna make you had chili beans, right? Well, those chili beans have chili seasoning in the stuff. I will use that. So here's all of our beans going in. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this roaster down. I had it on 450 just to cook those vegetables real good. I'm gonna turn it down to about 300 now. So next up we have tomatoes. So I have 3 cans of petite diced tomatoes. It really doesn't matter what kind you use. I'll probably throw in some tomato sauce as well. So you can use seasoned ones, you can use whole tomatoes, just mash them up. You can use tomato sauce if you don't have tomatoes, but I like a little chunk in there. I also will use all the liquid that's in these cans. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I am gonna add a small container of tomato sauce just to thicken it up a little bit. I like to add just a little dabble of Worcestershire to mine and hot sauce. We're gonna do a little taste just to see what our sauce is like. Tomatoey, it tastes good. Those flavors need to mellow. So what we're gonna do is we've got it on 300. I'm gonna put my top on it and we're just gonna let it cook. Keep an eye to make sure your liquid doesn't get too low. You might have to add more broth or water to it. So we're gonna give it a couple hours and we'll come back and see what it looks like. Okay, it's been a couple of hours. We're just gonna do a quick check and stir everything up. Everything is cooked down pretty well. It's all well combined. We're just kind of letting it simmer down. Okay, so it's been a couple of hours and we're gonna go ahead and check this chili and see how it looks. This is where you really play with the seasonings if you need to add more. The colors look good. It's not as thick as I would like it to be sauce-wise. So I'm probably gonna go ahead and add some more seasoning, but we'll also taste it real quick. Okay, it tastes good, but it doesn't have a ton of, the flavor is kind of mild. So one thing that I forgot to add, that I do like to add, is some ranch seasoning, powdered ranch seasoning. And if you're having deer meat, I feel like that milk powder that's in there really helps get rid of some of that gaminess. So I'm gonna mix that in. And then I'm also, I don't think that's quite enough chili seasoning. So I'm gonna add a little bit more chili seasoning. So overall, we're gonna have a pack and a half of chili seasoning. And this is a lot of chili. So I don't want you to think that we're really over seasoning it. We're really under seasoning it, in my opinion. Let me get another spoon and try this out. That's better. Wow, that's good. We're gonna cover this back up and the next time we open it up, it's gonna be dinner time. Say hi. Yeah. That's right. Okay, so the chili is done. Let's go ahead and serve it up. gosh, yes. We've got some freshly grated cheddar and some sour cream. So stay tuned for tomorrow. We're going to pressure can the rest of this to put in our cabinets. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more like it.